Hey, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Bradley.
And today we're doing games that remind us of Rod Cusin. So we thought it would be great to do a video that kind of goes back and says, let's talk about the games that when you think of Rod Cusin, or maybe the better way to say it is, we won't ever be able to play this game and not think about Rod.
I like that. So, Dungeons and Dragons. And here's a giant miniature from it.
Giant.
He was so proud of that one.
He was so proud. He loved this one.
Yes.
My dad, I thought he invented Dungeons and Dragons.
That's the best.
My first memory, like literally my first memory, is me and my brothers around this table in our old house, and Dad doing these like monster noises. And I remember being scared.
Yes.
Like, oh my goodness. And I remember thinking, like, how did he think of all of this?
Well,
I thought
Dad's
he
a
was
genius.
creating it on the spot, putting us through all these monsters, and then like later on, I got a little older and someone else mentioned it, and I was like,
you play that too?
you also play that game?
Wow.
I mean, Dad had a
Yeah.
huge campaign that he started, I think, whenever he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
And there's this big dragon that's this bad guy that we've been, in my 26 years on the earth, have been in this campaign trying to fight this giant dragon.
That's epic.
I mean, it is so, and D&D is so ingrained in me and my siblings, and it was always from Dad. Like, I've played in my adult years with a few other people as DMs, but it was always Dad was the DM.
He was the DM.
We used to do this thing, RodCon.
RodCon.
It was like a Gen Con cool down or lead up, depending on, what time of year it was, I guess. And we had one at the first one I went to. This was one of the first games that we played. And again, it is so, when you play with Rod, everybody's included. It doesn't matter what the player count is. It doesn't matter how many people are there. If there are people there that can sit down at the table, they can play the game.
Yeah.
And I don't even hardly remember anything from Marvel Champions. But this box has been in my office ever since then. And every time I cross it, I just can picture the white folding tables and the board laid out and and us going through the rules and everything, and it just means so much to be included, to you didn't have a choice. It's not, you didn't get to choose to be. You're there, you're playing. He wanted you there.
Oh yeah.
And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that.
First one, of course, we got to talk about BattleTech.
BattleTech.
The most brutal, longest day of my life was playing BattleTech with this guy. And he was so excited to play it because we never played BattleTech before. And so we were at RodCon. And we set it up. He's got this massive map. We spend like 3 hours prepping our characters, our little mechs. And so he's telling me how all of this stuff works. And we finally get our mechs out onto the board. And for the next 4 hours, I don't think I'm exaggerating. I really think it was probably 4 hours. Like my mech moved from like right here to like right there, and I died in the water. And I just remember at the end of that night, literally saying, "I will never play this game ever
You left
again."
mad. I have a clear memory of Jimmy grabbing his 400 games he brought and said, "I didn't play any of these."
And it's so funny because that memory is now so etched in my mind. But I would sit down, and we have to now. We have to play a game
100%.
of BattleTech, and I want us to get it out, and I want us to play. And there was some new kind, alpha something that we, in our video review, and if you haven't seen that review, you need to go watch the BattleTech because it's
a pretty funny one.
It is brutal. And the comments on that, because me and Tim hated it, and so the comments are nothing but BattleTech fanboys, just telling us how awful and stupid we are for not liking the
How
game.
smart Rod is.
Yes, Rod. Now, on the other side of it is a game that I will never be able to play and not think of Rod Cusin, and it's because I never would have in a million years thought Rod Cusin would have liked it, and it's Wingspan.
Yeah,
like
he loved it.
Wingspan with the birds and the facts and the little eggs. And I remember we were at a game day once, and like I don't remember who suggested that we play this, and I'm just looking at Rod Cusin, like the BattleTech guy, roll dice, blow stuff up kind of thing, and then he's like, okay, let's play it, and did not act like he liked it at all the entire time, and at the end of it, he's like, can I take that home? Can I borrow that? And so he took it home and then played, and then he bought Wormspan, and he was like a huge Wingspan fan, and I never would have thought Rod Cusin would like that game.
I played that game probably 30 times. It was like I played it the one time and I thought, it's just another game.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then every time I gamed with Dad, it was Wingspan. And then we set up a game night. We said, what games were we playing? And I remember Dad just sent the word worms.
That's all he said.
Guys, they came up with something new. Dragon Wingspan.
We gotta have one more so we can round this out with the 5.
I have one that is... Every time I see them make another version of it, it is my dad. And it was actually something I was really excited to tell him about the next one. But it's a legendary.
Oh, legendary, yeah.
My dad loved legendary. We got a whole shelf that's every single legendary that they like the
alien one,
and the predator, and it's just there's just so many. And I only remember playing Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Like Dad has all of them, and I think they were just because they were coming out.
Yeah, right.
He had a lot of those on the shelf. Like it's a new one. I'm gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it. And so they're making a legendary, the Marvel one, but like a version 2.
Oh, okay.
Or something. And now I'm gonna have to get it.
Gotta get it.
I have to get it because of Dad.
I love it. All right, there you go. There's 5 games that remind us of Rod Cusin, and maybe the next time you play it, you'll think of Rod too.
I hope you do.